What's up, Airkewld Army? It's your friend Pete from Airkewld. I want to thank you today for tuning in to this week's episode. Today, we're gonna work on the 64 Beetle. If you enjoy films like this, working on cool vintage Volkswagens, consider subscribing or hit the like button if you feel so inclined. Today, we're gonna do some updates on the 64 and you're gonna come along. We're gonna work on updating the bolt pattern from a wide 5 to a Porsche pattern. We're also going to do some new control arms that are a tad longer. The friend up in Reno will put up his Instagram here, Chase. He builds some arms that are a little bit longer. So when you're lower, it takes it away from the headlight bucket. And something really exciting for me, and that's the addition of the OEM Pro-Built steering box. If you've been following along on our Instagram, you can do so here, or we do have a link to our Instagram in the description below. We urge you to do so. You could have seen some of the sneak peek photos and videos of our process. I think you're gonna like it. I'm gonna show you what's going on. Let's do it. So here are our extended arms. And the ones that we did for the 64 is we did these 1-inch lowers that are longer. And that's going to tilt the wheels back, bring them back away from the headlight bucket, kind of center it again in the wheel well. I'll kind of put a picture right here to kind of show you the difference. We're gonna install those today. We did the Airkewld Star, powder coated them all, and so they're ready to go. Also, the bolt patterns, we're swapping out to a 5x130 bolt pattern. This is a kind of like a mock-up that we're gonna put on a set of wheels. Can you guess what kind of wheels we're gonna put on? Comment down below if you have an idea on what kind of wheels we're gonna run. Lastly, that says a Volkswagen symbol on it. It says a Volkswagen symbol on it. Some crazy talk. So, this is an OEM box that we have rebuilt. Yes, folks, I said rebuilt. We updated the bearings, the seals, we checked all the worm gears, the roller gear. We checked it all, powder coated the case, and then we actually blued all the exposed steel parts. So this is blued, this is blue, this is blue. If you don't know what bluing is, basically it's it takes raw steel and it bites like as a chemical reaction and creates a black rust prohibitor finish. They do it a lot on rifles and guns. We follow a guy, My Mechanics. I'm pretty sure he's Swiss. I'll put a link for his channel here. He's like kind of like the thing on YouTube. But he did it on all his parts, and we decided, hey, we're gonna do this because I don't want any of this to rust if we bead blast it, polish it up. Then it's gonna rust underneath your car. I don't want that. I want it to like have a beautiful finish. And also, should we ever decide to take it apart, we can check out what has worn, right? Like obviously this is never gonna be taken apart in my lifetime, I'm assuming. But the surfaces that touch within the worm gear and the rollers, we can then look at it, inspect it, and identify if there's any abnormal wear, which just gives us more information. So, painted the cap, kind of a metallic gray, new jam nuts, new stainless hardware, and then we got the greasable Zerks, and we filled it with corn head grease. Yeah, it's all the rave. So we're gonna put these 3 items on today. You're gonna watch us make it happen. Let's do this.
Sight, I'm slaying. Oh, when I'm raising my flag up high, it's gonna wave to the ends of the earth, the battle for the brave. They can't take away, they can't take away this fire burning bright. I carry through the night like a one-man army. Gates I'm charging, they'll try and take me down, but this thunder's rolling loud. I'm never going under, 'cause right now I got this hunger. I got this hunger. Oh, ready in the catapults and cannons. Bombs will shake the earth, but I'm still standing. I hear the wolves of war, they keep on howling. When we turn them into white noise, I hear them drowning. They can't take away, they can't take away this fire burning bright. I carry through the night like a one-man army marching through the walls and gates I'm charging.
All right, so we got the standard TRW Pro Built box out of the 64, and it works just fine, very, very smooth. But we want to use the OEM ones that we're now going to produce. So just wanted to kind of show a little side-by-side comparison of the two. You see the black, or what they call bluing, compared to the stock, and not that my car gets a lot of rain or water, but you can see the little surface rust on there. We paint this black, so the difference here is, I don't know if you can see the serrations on here. This is what doesn't allow the steering column to turn on this. When you tighten it, it grabs, but if it's got any kind of paint or the serrations aren't sharp, now you can look at this one. The serrations are very sharp, and it'll etch into the tubing on the steering column. So this one's going to go back in, and we're going to put the pitman arm on and get it in. Let's do this.
Just follow me, and it'll be okay. Oh, yeah, I'm the party girl. You ain't gotta fall in love with me. I'm just a rush to your head, and I'm history. chemicals running through your blood. I feel my rhythm.
Kind of give an update. Took the tie rod and out. Got the caliper to the side, not hanging, and we got to take the speedo cable out. The goal is to take this entire assembly off and not have to redo the bearings or any of that kind of stuff. That's the goal. We'll take up these upper and lower bolts. We'll slide the assembly off, and we'll start working on the arms.
While your body is bending like a nail, I'm a star.
So, take the jam nuts off and the 8mm Allen web screws, and we'll pull these off. So I want to compare the two ends. This one is flat. This one accepts an O-ring. Early cars had no O-ring. Later model arms. Excuse me. Later model vehicles had the O-ring. So I happen to have them. So we're going to use them. Keep the grease more concealed rather than allowing it to go wherever it needs to go. Waste not, want not. Is it the same? We'll figure it out.
We're watching as the world's unmade and call it all our golden age. Ooh, we are beyond control. Ooh, no vision can deliver us. We're golden calves until we're dust. Ooh, we're born upon a throne. Don't you know, ain't nobody safe from us.
So we're going to measure the offset here, and then we're going to look at what we have for the shims that are touching here. If on the chart they match, then we don't need to change the offset. I could have done it before I removed them to check, but we're going to do it now that these could be in a different orientation. Not everything is the same. We don't want to assume anything.
Until the fiction wastes away, until there's nothing left uncaged. And I'm on my own. Don't you know, ain't nobody safe from us. Oh, you ghosts are better off where you come from. Don't you know, ain't nobody safe from us. Don't you know, ain't nobody safe from, ain't nobody.
All right, so we got the longer upper arm installed. We got the shims handled. We got all the link pins adjusted, all the bolts tightened. We got all the four zerks on this side greased, all the excess wiped off. We lubed the speedo cable in, threw it in there, put the circlip on the ends. We updated the bolts and Loctite, so that's all done. We reinstalled the tie rod end, and off camera we loosened the tie rod ends, nuts on this side, the jam nuts, so that once we get on the ground we can fine tune the alignment. Got the steering box in, and we got the angle of the steering column down
We got all the bolts tightened. We'll grease top off the box once we get it on the ground. We got the steering column female T installed on the worm gear here, and that's tightened up. Got the ground on the horn installed, so everything on this end is ready to go. We're going to work on the other side, and we're going to put it on time lapse.
Different kind of curse. They say you never come, all the way back. And the night only makes it worse. Like I've never been alone, never been alone.
And we're back, guys. We're going to start working on the bolt pattern switch on our Bad Series brakes. As you see on both the assembly that we have on the 64 now, is they have 5 Allen screws. We make the plates in different bolt patterns. This one happens to be Porsche. This one happens to be the 5-on-205. So we're going to swap it. In the rear of it, we have dowels that kind of lock it in place, kind of like a flywheel, and so that the energy of the inertia isn't on just the bolts, it's on the dowels and the sandwich in the entire assembly. That's how we patented it. So we're gonna lower this down, and Joey's gonna come over here, and as a team, we're going to remove these bolt patterns. We'll put all the tools that we're using in the description and on the screen here to, should you want to do the same thing, we'll have the tools available to make that happen. Let's get started.
You are holding on to me somehow. Evelyn, and I won't be cured by no one else. Evelyn, don't you know you're part of me by now? Evelyn, can't you tell
2021 promotion is still going on. You can win one of these ultimate beams by subscribing, commenting below on any Airkewld video you see. That's easy. That's all you got to do. Enter today, subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one.